So I've actually prepared a little bit of a game, and or whatever, we're going to do some predictions. So David hasn't actually seen any of these questions or thoughts before, although some of the things you'll notice that we talked about just in casual conversation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
But
didn't even know.
yeah, so we can see what are your 20 chaotic reboot predictions, and all of these I don't explicitly say it on all of them, but this is just pertaining for what happens during set one. We'll call it. We don't even have a name for set one yet, but you know what that means.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see what it is. This should be interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. When will online play be available? So by October launch, January launch, or just somewhere before set two?
I kind of think it has to be October launch.
October launch.
Um,
Hmm.
well, and I'll say this because if they don't, I think it's a missed opportunity for like a beta.
Yeah.
Um, you know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah,
And I
that's
mean,
you're right. Yeah. So
it's
perfect
almost
point.
like if you're gonna launch this, if you're gonna launch it in January, you really do want to have October, the whole like quarter four basically of 2026 to kind of work out some of your bugs and your kinks.
Yes. Yeah.
I would say if they're doing it correctly, they're launching online play and they're going to put their product out in October at the same time because it would be kind of it would be
It
a miss if
It
they
would
don't.
it would be kind of odd to put physical product. They were like, "Hey, scan this and put this online," but you can't like scan it or put it online or do anything with it. So I'm leaning towards. I'm sure not all the functionality would be out there before January or even whatever, but yeah, I think you at least need to be able to scan cards and maybe do some at the very least basic like matches, by then.
Yep,
But
yep, agreed.
okay, when will online trading be available? So
Oh, that's a good one.
we haven't actually like mentioned this in it so far, but as much as we enjoyed playing the game, we might have enjoyed trading online even more. Um,
I will say I spent more time in the forums than I spent playing.
yeah,
That is so true. There was just such a fun high that you would get just trying to work out deals, or even
yeah,
like, hey, I've got this really low energy, low stat Maxor, and I just want to get a better version, right?
yeah.
So
Oh,
just kind of like trading up for higher versions of cards that you already had.
yeah. Actually,
Again,
yeah,
on this one, I'm gonna say it probably would be more so in the January launch that I think that trading goes live, but I could easily see it being October.
yeah, actually, we didn't even mention that. We forgot. So one of the things that was especially unique to Chaotic was that you had different scan things. So it kind of had like a base card abilities, but then you had different attributes and you had different health counts depending on which things. And it would be like plus or minus 20 or 25 and 5 on health. Uh, yeah, swing from base 10 from base stats both ways and 5 for health base stat both ways.
Yeah.
So uh it is not confirmed exactly how that will work. I think I heard some discussion that it was going to be slightly simplified but still based on attributes, but I could see this maybe going to January, but yeah, because it's just maybe a little bit more challenging. I don't know. We'll see. I hope
Yeah,
so. It was uh it was definitely one of the most fun parts. I wish, I hope I hope not only they bring it back, I hope they have some way for you to unlock cards. So it used to be for physical scans you had and traded, they were unlocked, you could do it. And for other ones you traded, if you ever put them into an army, if they were traded in from somebody else, then they would become locked to you. And so you couldn't trade them again. But I hope there's a way like, hey, for every, I don't know, 3 packs you scan yourself or 5, whatever, you can use them as like credits to unlock like a super or an ultra or something like that. Because it would be nice to be able
I
to
like that.
retrade. Yeah, but
Yeah, I like that.
yep. Okay. Yeah, and we already we already kind of said this one. Like, will there be any tournaments at PAX, and will they have some like promos or anything at PAX Unplugged?
Yeah, we definitely spoke to it, but I'll just say this: I don't think there'll be any tournaments, vendors, promos, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So we'll see. They actually have a whole large section of free play, and they have even a dedicated free space where people like sit down and play stuff like pickup games for different TCGs. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me, especially since it's just launching, that if they had something like that.
They should.
Yeah. Yeah, I think let's play this. We're probably going, and there will probably be a deck in our pockets. to
Oh, for sure, for
yeah.
sure.
Okay. Will all the existing card types return, and will there be any new ones? So there were five main
This is
types. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, yeah. This is a good question. I think they all will return. They're all going to return. They're all going to return at once.
Uh huh.
I don't want to get too far ahead on some of the other predictions that I might have in set one,
Mm-hmm.
but if I'm just talking about this one question, they're all going to come. They're all going to come at the same time. I don't think they're going to change at all.
Okay. Yeah. So I could tell you they've said that they've streamlined everything, but I can't. It'd be hard to imagine. Let's play like this. So from the release I saw, right? Obviously, they've already mentioned that they explicitly mentioned that creatures, battle gear, and locations were listed in there, and I can't imagine. Uh, I can't imagine that they would get rid of music and attacks. I mean, technically, I guess you could simplify it to like tax just being on a card, but boy, where would you put the abilities, and how lame would that be? We're like really building an attack deck is kind of what tied all your creatures together, right? That was how you needed to synergize. That was the important part, even more than what tribes they were. Like, you need to make sure that people who attacked with power or speed, were across everywhere. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think it would
yeah.
be. You're right. I think it would be kind of hard to get rid of those. And I don't know if they could come up with anything new, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so PAX had 9 cards, and so there would be two rares or better. There were rares, super rares, and ultra rares, and it would have two of those, and would have 3 uncommons and 4 commons. How many
Yeah.
cards do you think are in the new pack, and what do you think the distributions are?
I could see them keeping with 9. I don't think they should.
Mm.
And the reason why is because most other you know games are doing more than 9. So
Okay.
I would say, I think Magic does 15. It's a mix. I
Okay.
could see them. I could see them staying with 9. As far as rarity goes, I think they'll do the same. If not the same, they'll do like a rare, and a rare, or they'll have. I think they had like what, 2 rares,
It was
right?
two
And
rares.
one
Yep.
one of those rares would be replaced with a super and or ultra.
Yeah.
Um, it would be very interesting. I know Pokemon does some cool stuff with their packs where they have like these things called God packs
Oh,
where like,
you're getting ahead of us. It's
uh-oh.
coming. It's
Well,
coming. Yep.
all right,
Okay.
I'll leave that alone then.
Yep.
And we'll go to the next
So
question.
you think it'll probably be the same, right? I
Yeah.
yeah, I really, so I would say some of the other ones I played didn't have 2 rares. I would hate for them not to have at least two rares, but yeah, it's you just burn through packs if you're not. So let's say yeah, so 1 in 3 packs had supers, 1 in 24 had ultras. Do you think they'll be similar to those kinds of odds, and do you think they'll add any more levels? Like, there's kind of a big difference between 1 in 3 and 1 in 24.
I don't think to start they're gonna add any levels.
Mm,
That's an interesting question though.
yeah,
I think I think they stay as basic as before.
hmm,
And then they grow into other rarities, other prints, and like, there's a whole lot of different kinds of prints
yeah,
that other games do.
yeah. There's a lot
So
of
I think
there's a lot of
coming out of Dawn
there's a
of
lot of
Param,
trading card games that like kind of somewhat behind the scenes, or but even though it's known, like their rare level, there'll be like rare ones and rare twos, right? Some that are even more rare among what are classified as rares. But then some have straight equal odds. So and I would say chaotic. I didn't notice. Maybe I noticed a couple supers coming more common than other ones. But it seemed like everything was Dani and Carpus. So uh, we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, how much existing art will they use? So all new artwork, all existing artwork, or something in between. Some will they reuse some, and will they create new?
Oh man, this is a hard one.
Yeah,
What do I think versus what do I want?
yeah.
I
Ugh.
think it's gonna be existing artwork with a splash of new artwork. There are because I'm gonna go Donna Param, right? If we're just talking about Donna Param,
Mm-hmm.
um, I have other things I could go on here, but I won't because I don't want to spoil.
Oh.
I
Mm-hmm.
I would say, yeah, I'm gonna say it this way. Some of the artworks are gonna get redone. I think Tangeth Toborn, right?
Uh huh.
That card art on Donna Param is so bad
Oh. Okay.
um, that if they re-release that artwork again, that's just to me that's a major problem.
Yeah.
When you look at how beautiful other card arts
Mm-hmm.
are in every other game, you want to see that level of card art, even especially in your first set. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that like the card art was ex- exceptionally good
Yeah.
towards the end of chaotic
Yeah.
time,
Yeah, but
and
but then also some some of it's really small here. I wish I had left it bigger, but like original Maxor artwork is pretty iconic. You
oh,
know.
there's a lot of really good art
Yeah.
in Donna Param. It's
Yeah.
just there's also some that are horrible, and
Yeah.
those are the ones that need to get replaced in my mind. So I think
It's true. Everybody, right? When David says horrible, this is by David standards, and David has immensely high standards. Like
I do.
yes, he has. Like the last time we were at PAX Unplugged, it's like every he like doesn't even care. It's like, oh, it looks like a horrible game. Wow, what gorgeous artwork. so so he has
Fair enough.
immensely high standards. I would say, yeah, some of the creatures were not too pretty in the first set, but like I said, by set three, which there were like 8 and 9 was on the way out. Um, they had improved much, and especially by like set four, like by Marrilian Invasion, I didn't even notice because everything was great.
Yeah, agreed.
Will there be God packs? Right. So as
Well,
David said, uh, Pokemon has this incredibly rare chance where it's like everything you open it would be the equivalent of supers if not all ultras, right? For will those be here? What do you think?
I I hope. I do hope. I don't think they will,
You
but
know,
I hope.
I'm in the same boat as you because I'm thinking like, you know what, for some reason I feel like they don't. And really, what's really the added cost of like a couple people like opening and getting better stuff compared to like the hype and how much like press you get from people recording their packs and uploading them. Like
Oh yeah.
that's a lot of free advertisement, especially and when you get somebody who gets a god pack and everything's amazing, that it's just free advertising. I absolutely think from a marketing standpoint, I think that they should, uh, and I'm not so sure they will, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Yep. Will all the tribes have the same number of creatures? So in Dawn of Perim first original set, Underworld and Overworld had 28, but Danians and Impedians only had 15 creatures. Um, so
Yeah, so this is a hard one to answer because I have some thoughts and I don't want to get ahead of it.
mhm.
But some of my thoughts are if they were or if they release Donna Param or that they're releasing Donna Param, the actual set again, I think they're gonna swap out some stuff. Uh I think they are going to balance it. I think that is going to come out with a more balanced. Maybe it's not exactly 28 creatures for every tribe, but it could be less than 28 on the overworld and underworld, and a little more on the
Danians and
Danians and the
Mepens.
Mepedians.
Yeah.
So I also think they probably swap in some things. Again, don't want to get too ahead of it, but it's possible that they steal from like Silent Sands and Zenith of the
Yeah,
Hive.
yep. It is where we're about to get. Yeah. So,
So
uh, I, I think you're right. I think that they will balance the tribes. I don't know what the final creature count will be. Maybe it'll be 25. Maybe it will be 30. I don't know. They said there will be, hundreds of cards, but I think the original set still had hundreds of cards. Doesn't mean hundreds of creatures. But yeah, I think they're gonna. I think because I'll be honest with you, right? So, Overworld was fine. Underworld right had enough to do over sets. Mepedians were good enough that you can build a set out of them from the first one. You'd have to have probably pretty high rarity good stuff from the first set to be able to have something more viable. But I think it was possible. And then by second third set, then Mepedians were amazing. Danians, like being the Danian player, I'll tell you, Dawn of Perim, man, it's a rough place to be.
it
it,
was.
it
It
was
was.
it was a rough thing, right? And as a matter of fact, I would say being a Danian guy was kind of rough until Marrilian Invasion. Set 4 really kind of balanced things out, and you could really start to make some good decks. But like not having a queen until Zenith the Hive made it really challenging. In even if you went ahead and got an ultra for that, like I never had a physical copy. I had one, a digital one though. It's rough
Yeah,
to
no,
do
it
would
was.
do without a queen. Like
Yeah,
okay,
I say they balance it a
yeah,
little bit.
I think they'll balance it too. Okay, how many starter decks will there be, and what will their MSRP? Right, Dawn of Perim had one Overworld one and one Underworld one. What do you think's gonna happen?
Um, what I think is gonna happen? They're gonna do it for all four.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're gonna do it for all four.
Yeah.
And the question is, if they do it for all four, it's I think I heard it was gonna be about 250. I forget where I was hearing that 250 some cards in this set. Um, Somebody had said that, and I'm like, okay, if you have 250 some cards, yeah, you could probably make some very basic for each tribe starter decks. And MSRP, I have no clue.
Hmm.
So I hope they take something from other companies,
Hmm.
because their other companies are selling starter decks with packs inside.
Yeah.
And I
S-
love the
mhm.
idea of cracking open a starter deck and then getting a pack or two. Some have two. Some companies are doing two packs or more. I think Illustrials is doing four, but they'll do more than a pack in a starter deck, and you can kind of almost automatically, if your luck is right, get something to add into.
Yeah. So I don't know how much you remember, but right. So just for Dawn of Perim, right? So they had two before Overworld and Underworld. I think that the first set was I think they were $10 back then. Now that's 20 years ago. But and what they would have is they'd have their basic whatevers, and you would have three rare. You would have three rare cards, so there were three rare foils, and I think it had a higher rate chance of supers than packs, if I remember. But
Was it that they were random?
there were three random rares, yeah, in those. Yeah.
Wow, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I am like 70-80% sure. I would say maybe more than that because I think I looked it up. Yeah. So,
I believe
um,
you.
yeah. Uh, so yeah, yeah, right. These are meant to get people into it. So I mean, you can't not have starter decks. I would hate for them just to do Overworld and Underworld. I think there's a case where I think I think personally, probably they have all four. I could say maybe the other thing they do is that they raise the price and they do twin ones, and so they do like an overworld, underworld, and they do combined Mepenian and Danian one, and maybe they raise it to. I guess you'd have to do it 25 for that. That might be a little high. I'm leaning with you. I think it'll probably be four, one for each, but we'll see. Um,
Yeah, maybe.
so do you think you'll get it? You get a starter deck, or will you just go straight to like getting a box?
Oh, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll definitely do it.
Yeah, yeah.
For
So
the experience, just for the experience, I'll do it. You know,
okay, yeah, it's fair.
or even like have a couple on hand for the resale value.
Yeah.
We'll
So
start it next week.
we'll start to get a play mat. They had a play mat before, and will they have any kind of counters or whatever you needed counters or tokens to keep track of health and of your magic counters, but there were none. So
So they actually did have it on the side of the mat.
they had
So
yeah they had a
yeah,
bar or whatever, but they didn't have like any physical tokens or anything for you to be able to
no,
track. You had to have like coins or something like that.
yeah, I think they're gonna do the same thing,
Yeah.
unfortunate. But tokens and counters would be way better.
Yes. Yeah. Like yeah. Yeah.
Especially colored. Like if you color them the color of the tribe,
Oh,
that's
that would be amazing. I mean, I we're gonna see that on in Etsy like in like a heartbeat. Like it'll probably be out before the cards are out. As a matter of fact,
oh, I'm
this is
sure.
the photo that I took of something that's on Etsy. So
That's fun.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if they do it, they won't do it colored. They'll do it as like a gray, like you know how gray was like the generic music.
yeah,
They'll probably do it like if they do it, they'll do it with gray.
yeah. And sorry, should have said, hey, anybody, if anybody's whatever's watching, feel free to disagree with us. We would love to see your comments, what you think is going to happen. But okay, will there be Warbeasts? Set one.
Yeah, wow, what a question. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Warbeast, I really like Warbeast a lot, but I don't think they're going to be in the opening.
Yeah, Warbeasts were fun. I agree. I don't think they'll be in the opening set. I think you'll see them in whatever set two is. They came
That's
in.
I,
They came in
yeah.
set three last time, and I would imagine I they were too popular. They'll come back. I don't expect to see them in set one just because you need a lot of cards. You need a lot of specific things, right? You needed conjurers and you needed warbeasts, and so that would be a hefty amount of cards to dedicate to that. That was the thing I felt like was closest to like a real true kind of Yu-Gi-Oh archetype. It wasn't completely, but you kind of because you needed conjurers to deal with the recklessness, otherwise you just died. So
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think it was kind of an archetype.
will will
No, okay, Marrilians.
will there
Yeah,
be
they are
Marrilians?
not going to be in the.
Not going to be in. Completely
No,
agree. Yep.
no way.
I don't even think you would see them in not only in set one, not in set two, maybe set three, uh, maybe set four.
I don't even think. Yeah, I don't even think then, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, the original one they came in on set four, and they kind of changed like the whole
Every-
narrative of everything, which is fun. I liked them. It was kind of interesting with brainwash abilities. I don't remember how.
I thought it made the game better.
Yeah, it made the game better. Yeah, it gave a lot. It gave a lot of options. This is where, like I said, it was you were definitely better off playing Unitribe all before this. This is where it starts to happen, where you can start mixing things, mixing tribes up because of brainwash abilities and stuff. But
Mhm.
will there be tribeless creatures?
Also, no. Yeah, I
Also,
think
no.
this is going to be down the road.
Down the road. Okay. I think that I don't think it'll be in the first set. I think they introduced it way earlier than last time. Like Tribeless wasn't coming out till like what was it the last set? Set 8 or it was 7 or 8, I think.
Yes, it was the set that we it was frick. Yeah, the last set that came out.
Yeah.
Um it was the first set of the second or the third wave.
Yes. Okay. Yeah,
Whatever that one was.
Lost
I can't
City, I think it
Forge
was.
Unity or something like that. Forge Unity, I
Oh,
want to say
okay.
it.
Yeah.
It was the first set because yeah, I think it was Forge Unity or something like that. So we're not going to see them.
Yeah, yeah. I think they'll introduce them earlier, and I think that they were all supers and ultras the first time. I think that you'll see uncommons, commons, and things come in, but yeah, you'll see. Will we see any assimilated cards, and what state will they be in? Are they gonna rewind it to them being back to unassimilated, or will there be
I'm
assimilated or purified? Right, these are
Yeah,
different versions of they kind of played into the story of Perim in general, and I really, being a Danian player, really liked assimilated cards. Como assimilated is, yeah, I love them, love the look of them.
yeah. I'm gonna say no. We're not gonna see any assimilated. They will play into this for sure.
Yeah,
Like 100% gonna play into it. It's just not gonna be in the first set.
yeah.
It probably will be in the second.
Yeah. So do you think we'll see like Rasnus like being normal in the first in this
Exactly.
first set? Okay.
Exactly.
And then his
Yeah.
assimilated in the second or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Second. Yeah.
Yep.
Something later.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. They had a lot of story arcs in the show with around quite a few of them. So yeah, they're definitely popular. I think we'll see some return, but I think they're going to rewind them back to their unassimilated stage and kind of put in there. But I could be wrong about that. We'll see. During set one, will there be any significant misprint or text change or card ban needed?
Ah, yeah. No, I don't think in set one. We did have, yeah, like the heptad that you see there. That was
Yes.
a. I actually own one of these
Yeah.
printed heptad.
Yeah. This was
It was
this.
kind of.
Mhm.
I was
This was a
actually kind of
misprint
mad
that came
about it.
out a little bit later. This was in the tins specifically, not in like packs or anything like that. But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But still, right? I do think. I think that. I mean, misprints are always possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there could
Um,
be minor things with text. Sometimes I remember back for Star Wars, there were things they didn't. I don't remember them actually having a ban list, but there were, maybe it did at early on. But there would be a couple things that they realized they were too strong. So it's like they changed the interpretation of like the card text. If I remember
yeah.
correctly, that's a
Well,
long time back.
so being that you have card text changed on there.
Mm.
I really do hope there are a few text changes, even a few ability changes, whether
Oh,
they use the same artwork or not.
oh
I
yeah.
think the text changes are pretty.
Yeah, yeah, no,
If you're talking about that,
undoubtedly they're gonna update things.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
there,
mean,
there's my 2 cents.
yeah, I think they'll incorporate a lot of keywords earlier. Like, if not, once again, it's small. It said there was this big long sentence that say Heptan cannot enter mixed armies or whatever, which was eventually shortened to loyal, which was much a better way of doing that. But yeah, they said
Yeah,
they're going to streamline things, so I think we'll see. I don't think it's not going to be a straight reprint. I think they've already kind of alluded to that, but we'll see a lot of like it's a big nostalgia thing, so we're going to see a lot of the same things. Yeah.
agreed.
Will cards besides attacks have deck costs? Like, will there be a cost to creatures, and will your whole army have to be a certain point value?
So I would love this. I would absolutely adore if they did the same concept here
Hmm.
for every deck.
Yeah.
Music, right? Especially music, I think could definitely have a point value. The and creature, right? Battle gear, not so much. I don't think that matters. Like they have the rule of two. I
Yeah.
think that's perfect. I think the rule of two is perfectly fine. In like figuring out like that part of it, but the idea behind having a cost or a point value other than in the attack deck, love it.
I
Love.
yeah. I I would love to see him do it. I don't know they're going to. It is nice because then it becomes less of, hey, let me put all my super crazy powerful whatever things here. It makes it more pay to play by having uh being able to just swap it with the strongest creatures ever, which you can kind of deal with by having a cost for it. So I hope
Yeah.
they do too. Okay, will cards have different scans? Like, so yeah, you used to have was what, courage, power, wisdom, and speed and health were the things that could have different. There's your beautiful Tank Toberborn. Um,
I just didn't like that. I just did not like that art at
I didn't
all.
think it was. I
Um,
didn't think that one was that bad. But yeah, he was
I
he,
didn't like
he
it.
was well liked. But will there be different stat counts within individual cards again?
Yes, I think there will be. I hope there will be. There needs to be. There are some characters in Donna Param that were just okay in Donna Param and then just really fell off so fast for the power creep. So
Mm.
I do think, I do hope that we're going to see some stat changes, some health changes, some element changes, and I
Oh
probably mostly
no, sorry.
want
Yeah,
mutants.
not just for it coming out, but I mean like for each versions like coming out. Do you think that it'll be like 55 and 60 health for the same card like in a release?
Oh, yeah. Man,
Hmm.
making me think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was the unique element. So they would, well, at least how it looked to me, they would print like the base card, and for these other things, they would add the stats for a couple of the items afterwards, and so it allowed there to be some like randomness, but within guardrails for each card, which made it somewhat interesting because like if you're getting combos and the combos, you're kind of hunting for max stat things as much as you can, which was incredibly rare when you're talking about that many things. But
Then
it
then I
it
then I say yes. I'll say yes to this
it
question.
was
I
so
think we're
unique to
still.
them. Like literally, so in all the games I've played, and I don't mean just TCGs and everything, like custom printed differences between cards, the only other game I've ever seen do it was Keyforge, right? Keyforge is the only other one that I've seen that ever did like custom printings within packs effectively.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was so very unique to it. I agree. I think they have to bring it back. Maybe they change exactly how it's done, but I think it has to come back in some element. But
Yeah. Agreed.
what do you think will be your ranking for tribes by favorite? Right. So go ahead and give it what it is too, based off the old, and how do you think it will be for the new?
Yeah, I think for that one, Overworld, my number one. My number two, Mepedian. Number three, I'm gonna probably have to give it to the Underworld, and then Danians at the end for me.
Okay. Yeah, and so mine existing was Danians were favorite. It was a real close toss up between Overworld and Mepedians. I think maybe I liked Mepedians a little bit more, and then it was a pretty distant fourth for me for Underworld. But do you think it'll change with the new set, or are you stuck in your
I
ways?
don't. I don't. I think I'm gonna be stuck in my ways.
Uh
Uh, maybe not. I really like the Mepedians. I don't think the Mepedians would ever take number one spot from the Overworld.
uh
I could see a world in which the Underworld and the Danians kind of fight it out at the end, but that to me doesn't. Nah.
okay, yeah, all right. And what do you think will be the ranking for strongest to weakest tribes for first
I
set?
actually I think they're gonna do a better job balancing.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say ranking for strength, you're still gonna probably see the most Underworld Overworld, but I really don't think it's gonna be far off for Danians and Mepedians. So it's not like, hey, I'm playing Overworld, so I automatically win, which is what Donna Param was.
It was pretty much for Donna Perim, yeah.
It's like if I'm playing Overworld, I have a very good chance of beating a Mepedian or a Danian player. Maybe it's not so much of a good chance to auto win against Underworld,
Mhm.
But yeah, I definitely I see the strengths being they've had 15 years, right?
Yeah,
I see this being something that's fixed.
yeah, more balanced. It was one of the concerns that they mentioned and other things that they're looking for. I think that it's going to be a toss up between Mepedians and Overworld for strongest tribe. Mepedians, if I mean their strike abilities, if they're coming back like normal, are just it's a tough road to get to all. Like that's they can be very
Yeah, no,
challenging. They hit you hard and they hit you fast.
that
Um,
is that is the invisibility kind of way.
yes,
So I agree with you.
and
It
and I will be trying my best to find ways to upset people by leveraging the strategies. Danians were uh like I said, still a very simple game. Danians were the most complex of the four, but I think easily, right? They had hive abilities and infected creatures and dealing with mandiblores. They were the more complicated of the four, but still
yeah, I
easy
agree with
enough.
you.
Yeah. Okay, and so that's it. Are there any questions? Anything I didn't ask? Anything else off the top of
No,
your head?
I think we covered most of it. I think the ending point here for me would just be this game, right? They have something that most people don't, which is, hey, you've had 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
You knew what worked. You knew what didn't work. And based off of that, um, if they do right, it will go very well for them. And if they don't, I think it still goes well.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see them getting a lot of negative press for just a few things. Like the glitchiness of the site was
Yep.
one of the things that really got on everybody
Yes.
back in the day. And then some of the other there were some mechanics like range and swift
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of overpowered that I hope they can fix a little bit. Um,
Yeah,
because
there was what one of the Warbeasts that had like what it was like Swift 3 or something like that. He could, I mean, he
yeah,
could
like
hit
you stick
anything.
them in the back, and he
Yeah,
can still go
he
across
can
the whole way.
still he can go like the whole thing, hit whatever, and so yeah, you can kind of uh you can almost lose before it even starts if if you had a a relatively low health magician like or in the back. You lose half your music counters in turn one. That's devastating. But I agree. That was undoubtedly was the biggest pain point. Was the online play was kind of slow, kind of glitchy. I had the worst with the Danians easily by far throughout the whole thing. Um, but so they are changing some things. They're not gonna do like a downloadable client. They're actually surprisingly not doing an app, so it won't be App Store based. It's going to be running out of like native browser and like online browser. So like which I completely understand. So small right behind the scenes, right? I was in software testing for 17 years, not for games, uh, but for another business. We won't go into it for a bank. Yeah, and I could tell you, and one of the teams that I was over was the app versions of things, and it's immensely challenging. Dealing with the app, like dealing with the iPhone store to get through all the approvals to get things, especially if you have bugs and things to fix. That's a really long turnaround time to get approvals to go to there because they have really strict standards on things, so it makes them a little more challenging to fix. And Android has a different problem. You can actually push things out very fast, but the problem is that whether you're on yeah, Samsung or a native Pixel, or whether
Oh
you're
yeah.
dealing with Motorola or whatever, um, for all your iPhone things, in like 8 years, I think I only remembered like a device specific issue like once. Maybe you had some display things between tablets and phones, but there was like an iPad Air 2 specific issue once. That kind of thing with Android can happen every release between them and the Huawei, which is the Android version over in China. Um, I understand why they're doing. Now, they said that you're going to be able to scan things like straight from your page, which I'm trying to remember how much I've really seen like camera use from a web page. I mean, there's web versions, I guess, of Zoom and that, but I haven't really ever seen it used for anything besides teleconference. Um,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So I see why they're doing it. It's a good thing. They need to not be glitchy, and they need all their mechanics to work. Because yes, there's a lot of goodwill with it coming back in general. So I think people are going to be patient to a degree. But if there's issues long term, then there could be some frustration there.
Yep. Completely agreed.
Yep.
But all right, man. Well, hey, this has been cool. I appreciated the the 20 questions. That's fun.
Yeah. Yep.
And so yeah, I guess we'll see you in the next
We'll
one.
end it here. Yeah, and like I said, definitely please comment below. What is it that David got wrong, and maybe we'll review these after things actually come out, and maybe we'll do a follow up. And if you think of anything that we didn't, just chat below, and we'll go ahead and reply and see what goes. And if there's enough other thoughts, maybe we'll make a second one. We'll see what happens. All
All
right.
righty. Well,
Yeah.
thanks. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Yep. All right. Bye.
Bye.